primarily the Arrow 2 and 3 systems that will be active if there is any incoming ballistic missile fire. You also have THAAD and Patriot missile defense systems supplied by the Americans that are on the ground here in Israel. And remember, there are some U.S. forces here that are helping in the southern part of the country at the CMCC because President Trump was able to get that ceasefire together between Israel and Hamas. And so there are American forces on the ground helping to implement that ceasefire. But of course, this is a separate issue here. The decision to launch these strikes against the Iranian regime, according to President Trump, are meant to not only protect U.S. allies in the region, but also to protect the United States. And as we wait to see if there is any incoming fire here, I want to just give you a rundown of what I was talking about before. President Trump gave Iran a diplomatic option. He gave them a chance.
Oh, and 4 minutes ago, there was a missile strike on Iran's missile production facilities in Keshmar or no, let me go ahead and get the right pronunciation for that one.
Chance to come to the
table.
Yes,
there was a Iranian missile production facility that was attacked. This came in about 4 minutes ago.
And reach a nuclear agreement to export their enriched uranium, to reduce to zero their enriching process. And the Iranians were going back and forth about this with negotiators, including Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, and the answers were not sufficient for President Trump. What's important to remember here, and again, this relates to the interview just last weekend on Fox News that U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff gave, is that President Trump is a man during his first term who ordered a strike against Iran's top general, Qasem Soleimani, outside of Baghdad's international airport. The Iranians had threatened for years that if Soleimani was ever killed, there would be a crushing response. Ultimately, they fired 13 ballistic missiles at a base in western Iraq. We were there on the ground in Baghdad reporting at that time. But President Trump also last year during the 12-day war here ordered Operation Midnight Hammer to destroy Iran's nuclear.
Oh, God, do me a favor and double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Let's get more people on the conversation. Bye. Double tapping that screen. Appreciate the support. You got any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements? $2 and up. I'll be happy to read it out loud and engage with it. Like I said, just $2. Or you can hit me on the Venmo to double your support. Well, let's get right back to it.
Facilities from Fordow to Isfahan. He launched these strikes with B-2 bombers and bunker buster bombs. And the Iranians still didn't receive the message. According to intelligence reports, they were trying to rebuild their nuclear program. And ultimately, that was part of the decision-making factor we have learned of why President Trump ordered these strikes against Iran that are ongoing today. But again, to conclude here, what we know at this moment, the Israeli military remains on high alert. We just received a notification, and it comes across on phones as an extreme alert. Reports right now in Israel, and again, we're going to stay with you, John, here. Reports right now in Israel indicate that the IDF has detected incoming missiles toward Israel, and right now there are sirens sounding in northern Israel.
You know, it's a bit disturbing that's coming from, well, my side, MAGA. Like, I know you guys are probably hearing me out going, like, oh, yeah, this guy S.E.T must be a leftist. No, I'm not, actually. I'm a conservative. And I believe in holding people to their word. If Trump said no new wars, then I'm going to hold him to his word on no new wars. And guess what? This is looking like a possible new war. Because remember, this is day one. We don't know if they're just flexing muscles just to see what one another can do, and it might just stop tomorrow and they come to a deal, or this is actually going to be dragged out. So I'm not calling it a war yet, but this is military engagement, and this is not what I personally voted for. Honestly, I voted for Trump. One of the reasons I voted for Trump because he said we weren't going to get into drawn out wars that's going to cost us American lives, American dollars, and then further crush our economy. Like, this is kind of what comes with war. I hope you know this.
And again,
or maybe you guys weren't around for the Iraq war, and maybe y'all weren't around for that. Maybe y'all wasn't. Maybe you didn't see how bad that effed us up as Americans. Maybe y'all a bit too young.
We're getting these alerts in just now. And so just stay with us here, John. And I'm just checking here with sources who are texting as we speak. Stand by. Yep. Okay. So there are sirens sounding right now in northern Israel. Again, those alerts went out on phones about missile launches that were detected from Iran. They'll often go out across the country to ensure that people can stay close to safe rooms and bomb shelters. Some of them are inside buildings. Others are beneath the ground. But we see the amount of damage that these ballistic missiles can cause. More than 24 people were killed during the war last year in the 12-day war in June by these Iranian ballistic missiles. They often can overwhelm air defense systems. And I spoke with one U.S. intelligence official over the past week who said this was the major concern about a possible Iranian response, is that they would try to overwhelm the air defense systems that are here on the ground. We can also expect the Americans to assist in shooting down any of the incoming fire. Remember, the world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is currently off the coast of Israel in the eastern Mediterranean. Local media is reporting at least 2 missiles were fired toward northern Israel, triggering those sirens. But again, we can report at this hour, John, that the Iranians have started their response. At this point, it appears to be limited, and that could be because, again, the Israelis and the Americans were working hand in glove over the past several weeks and months to prepare for these strikes. And you have to understand that the ballistic missile program is on the target list.
But all right, man, let's go ahead and listen to, I want to go both sides. I want to listen to the guys who are supporting these strikes, and I want to listen to the guys who are not supporting these strikes. So let's go ahead and start off with one of the biggest people. Honestly, let's go to the guy who pretty much called this out. Let's go to him. Shout out to Nick Fuentes. I may not agree with him on race or anything like that, but when it comes to geopolitical stuff, I mean, man, me and this man align on a lot when it comes to geopolitical matters. But all right.
When Iran's regime is toppled, Israel becomes the regional hegemon of the Middle East.
Yep.
Do you know what a valuable...
I mean, yeah, because as they destabilize these Muslim countries, they move right in and take their land.
Gift that is. Think about all the oil, all the natural gas. Think about all the money in the Middle East. All the money from their sale of oil. Think about all the trade routes. Think about all the sea routes going through the Red Sea, going through the Persian Gulf. Think about all of the trade that happens in the Indian Ocean and the Eastern Mediterranean. Think about all of the rail, the highways. Think about all the other utilities that run through the Middle East that are going to connect in the future Asia, Europe, and Africa. Israel is being handed that region on a silver platter. They will be, speaking softly, carrying the big stick in the Middle East, running the show over there. So who does this benefit? Not us. That's not our golden age. That's a golden age for them. Our equipment, our lives, our money, it's our ass for their golden age to defeat their enemies so that they can expand their territory. They can control more seas, more oceans, more land, more trade routes. And it literally doesn't get more simple than that. This has been their mission since October 7th and even before that. They said after October 7th, we're going to change the status quo in the Middle East that has prevailed for the last 50 years. What did you think they were talking about? They were talking about land for peace. They were talking about Camp David. They were talking about the Islamic Revolution in 79. They were talking about Hezbollah in Lebanon. That is what they were referring to specifically. And all these wars that have been fought, they said it's coming to an end. We are going to inaugurate our golden age. They said Trump is our Messiah. He's our Cyrus the Great.
All right, guys. We do got a bit of bad news right here. Now, I'm just going to read the headline. The Epstein regime has murdered 24 girls at their elementary school in Minab City, which is a school in Iran. And there's already been a news article right here. Let me go ahead and pull this guy's up for you. Yeesh, it's not going to be good. Well, let's see here. A.com, TRCC. Iran says 5 students killed in Israeli strike on girls' school. But they're part of the Ayatollah set. Who cares if these little girls have been killed? They're part of the regime. Oh, that's probably what y'all ready to say, right? Yeah, I know, right? Sick. But yeah, like I said, already civilians, innocent civilians are being killed. And this came out today, guys. There are already kids being killed already. And it ain't even like, bro, it's like what? The first 12 hours of this? But all right, though. There's nothing's going to happen, Set. You're just overreacting. Okay. You keep on bullshitting me.
Trump is, and they were talking about Hezbollah in Lebanon. That is what they were referring.
Girls' school just bombed in Iran by Israel, killing girls. But this is what the propagandists are going to tell me. But they're part of the Ayatollah set. It doesn't matter.
to specifically, and all these wars that have been fought, they said it's coming to an end. We are going to inaugurate our golden age. They said Trump is our Messiah. He's our Cyrus.
Oh yeah, you can't bomb schools, by the way. That is a war crime according to the Geneva Convention. If you forgot.
The Great.
But remember, we didn't do it. We didn't do it. Israel did. Because remember, our military is way more humane than Israel. Let's be real. So we didn't do it. Israel did. So I'm not happy that it happened. I'm just happy that we didn't do it.
Trump is our pagan Goy leader who will defeat the Persians and deliver a Jewish golden age. That's literally who it's for. And that's why Jewish billionaires paid for it. That's why the Jewish media stood down and acquiesced to Trump's return to power. And that is why you have the Republicans in Congress saying what they're saying. Look at Mark Levin on Fox News. Mark Levin is on Fox News telling everybody.
Bro, Mark Levin is a complete effing liar. He was trying to tell people on Fox News that, oh, Iran has a nuclear tip and ballistic missiles. Nuclear tip ballistic missiles. I'm like, bro, please quit lying. Like, he completely lied to the American people, making it seem like Iran already had a nuclear weapon when they don't.
You don't love America if you don't want Americans to die for Israel in the Middle East. It benefits them. And I told you this was going to happen. I said this in 2024. I said a vote for Trump is a vote for a war with Iran. And think of how they tricked you. This is part of it. These Zionist Jews, they LARP as right wing. That's what that is. Stephen Miller is a LARPer. They're all LARPers. Mark Levin is a LARPer. They drape themselves in the American flag. They drape themselves in the Constitution.
Oh, yeah, and I got the footage right here from the school, from the girls' school being struck. And I mean, bro, this sucks. This sucks. This is it right here in Iran. Girls' school struck, 5 girls killed. That's not going to radicalize nobody against America. Yeah. I mean, look, what we didn't want to happen is already happening already. And like I said, there's going to be those on the bloodthirsty side is going to be like, no, this is what we want. And well, were they wearing hijabs set? If they were wearing hijabs, I mean, they were part of the regime, which means it's okay to kill little girls if that's the case. I mean, it's okay to kill kids if they're Palestinians or they're part of the Islamic regime set. Don't you know? No, I don't. I'm sorry. That's not what the Bible says, but okay, you can run with that if you want to. Not me, but you can.
For the Americans and the Israelis. And so they are likely going after.
Oh, my bad. I was on this guy, Nick Fuentes, pretty much going off. Here we go.
It benefits them. And I told you this was going to happen. I said this in 2024. I said a vote for Trump is a vote for a war with Iran. And think of how they tricked you. This is part of it. These Zionist Jews, they LARP as right wing. That's what that is. Stephen Miller is a LARPer. No. They're all LARPers. Mark Levin is a LARPer. They drape themselves in the American flag. They drape themselves in the Constitution. They hide behind President Trump because they know he's popular. And they do all of this so that they can wrap their arm around your shoulder and say, hey, we need to go to war with Iran. We are in business together. We're going to make a deal. Trump is our president. This is what they do. They tricked you. They told you in 24, the Jews woke up after October 7th, and we realized that DEI isn't good. We realized censorship and the left are out of control. And that's why we now support Trump. And you fell for that.
Man, and honestly, man, shout out to this guy, tweet, Jake G TV. Man, this is crazy because I've been seeing this too. It's a level of disconnect that's hard to comprehend. You have people celebrating the destruction from the comfort and safety of their homes while the people actually living there go through terrified. That's going through these strikes. They're terrified. They're celebrating is a betrayal, which is crazy. Yeah, any Persian, Iranian saying that, oh, yeah, strikes on Iran, this is a good thing. We'll be friends after. You're literally calling for the killing of your own people, like just letting you know. But yeah, like it's absolutely sick. and then they turn to real suffering to their people. I mean, yes, while the Iranians who left Iran while they were kids, never lived under the Islamic regime, not one day in their life, are over here talking about, in the comfort of America, talking about how we just need to topple this regime and it's going to be best for the people that they don't know, that they don't live around, that they never even communicated with, that we just need to go ahead and regularly bomb these people. And it's going to be all good. It's just sick. It is sick, guys. But all right, though, let's get back to Fox.
Many of these positions early on to try to suppress any sort of possible response from the Iranians. But again, we understand the attack against Iran is ongoing at this hour, these strikes taking place in what President Trump says is going to be a massive and ongoing operation after he says Iran tried to rebuild their nuclear program. And he is preparing the world for the reality that this is not going to be an easy conflict, that American lives could be lost, he says, because the Iranians have the capability to fire.
I mean, it's kind of funny how Trump admits that this could be drawn out, but there's guys in MAGA who just can't like comprehend that. Like, bro, even Trump is saying that, yeah, this could be a drawn out conflict. Lives could be lost. The economy the economy could take a toll. But here's the Trump. Well, bro, and this is what scares me, bro. Like, trust me, I'm MAGA. I voted for Trump, but I ain't vote for this. And there's some of you guys who are just too brainwashed to a certain point where y'all just like, oh, well, I know we said we weren't voting for this, but since Trump is doing it, it's all good. Like, bro, no. Even if Trump does it, it's bad. And if the results don't go out to the way we want, oh, it's going to look even worse. And I'm going to be real with you. We probably just lost the midterms just doing this alone.
At jets overhead, for example, they have the ability to fire at U.S. naval assets that are currently off the coast of Iran near to the Strait of Hormuz. They have anti-ship missiles. And so this is a country that is massive. It's a country of 90 million people. And when you think about the amount of things that have to be targeted in an operation during the initial wave of strikes, it is significant. And that is why the president is describing these strikes as ongoing at this hour. And just to conclude here, John, the Israeli military just put out an alert saying defensive systems are operating to intercept the threat. Again, an indication that that missile fire has begun. John.
Yeah, Trey Yingst reporting live from Tel Aviv. Trey, thank you very much.
All right, now let's get over and see what's popping off on Al Jazeera. While these strikes are still coming in by the minute, by the hour, I'll be right here to report it for you guys. But let's see what Al Jazeera is saying.
To Israel's defense minister. Well, let's just go back to our breaking news story that Israel has launched a preventative attack against Iran. That's according to Israel's defense minister. Apparently, air raid sirens have been heard in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Witnesses say that they've also heard explosion in Iran's capital, Tehran. Sirens sounded in Israel as Israel warns of the possibility of missiles. That's the latest breaking news we're getting here. Let's just stay with this story and bring in Al Jazeera's Noor O'Day. She's in Ramallah for us in the occupied West Bank. Noor, just tell us what's going on in Israel at the moment.
Well, right now, the Israeli army has confirmed that it has launched what it calls a preemptive attack against Iran. It has declared a state of emergency throughout the country and asked citizens to be close to a shelter, whether in their homes, a safe room, or a public shelter. For now, there are no details about the targets of those attacks, but we understand that this is a campaign that Israel has launched, of course, in line with its publicly stated policy that Iran poses a threat to the safety of Israel, and its allegations that its missiles and its nuclear enrichment program also pose a threat, having repeatedly said that the negotiations with the United States were not going to go anywhere and should not have been trusted to begin with.
No, so what more have Israeli defense officials been saying? Because we heard from the Israeli defense ministers that they've launched this preventative strike. What more details are we getting about the strike itself coming from Israeli officials?
Nothing yet about the targets themselves. But again, let's put this in perspective about why would such an attack happen. Israel considers the government in Iran a threat to itself. And so the launching of the attack, irrespective of the targets, is completely consistent with its stated policies. At the moment, the details are very scant. But the focus of the Israeli messaging so far has been domestic about what Israelis should be doing, how Israelis should be acting. But we already know that foreign flights of foreign airlines that are on their way to Israel have started to turn back to their destinations. And this was, of course, a long time coming. We've seen over the past 24 hours some airlines canceling flights, some countries calling on their citizens to leave Israel while flights are available. That started
now. Let's get over to some, supporting voices and some dissenting voices. Like, this girl right here. This girl right here has been preaching war with Iran. I mean, she hates Muslims and all this crazy stuff. But let's be real. What MAGA guy don't hate Muslims at this point? But all right, though. So she's a huge supporter of the war. And this is how you know. I mean, look, when you're reposting Lindsey Graham, I mean, tell me you're a warmonger without telling me you're a warmonger. Oh, all you got to do is repost my man Lindsey Graham. That's all you got to do. But yeah, these are one of the main supporters of the war. So funny how she supports this war. You wonder where she lives at, guys? Supporting this war while, soldiers go out there and possibly put their lives in danger. She's from Canada, account based in Canada. And this is what I mean by there's a lot of these so-called Iranians in the UK, Canada, that pretty much trying to guilt trip us into going into war. Well, guilt tripped us into going to war with Iran. And here they are sitting comfortably in Canada, UK, wherever. But it ain't in Iran and it ain't nowhere near the Middle East. Ain't that crazy? As they sit there and push war to you. And man, it's pathetic, but some people actually fall for this. All right, let's go to one of the dissenting voices, our guy Owen Schroeder. Used to be a huge supporter of Trump, but he kind of turned his back on Trump after, a couple F-ups. Let's get into it.
Evening, guys. It is 12:50 Saturday morning, 12:50 a.m., February 28th, 2026. And Israel has just bombed Iran. It's midday in Iran on a Saturday, people going about their lives in the capital city, and Israel has just bombed them. Keep in mind, just yesterday, Israel bombed Lebanon, part of 7 countries that Israel has been bombing in the last 7 years. Of course, the United States military, President Trump has been building up some of our military assets surrounding Iran in the last month or so.
Mm-hmm.
In what was assumed going to be a U.S.-Israel joint effort of strikes or regime change in Iran. Now, there are reports that this was a joint strike. Those have not been confirmed as of yet, but sirens are now going off in Israel as I anticipate they are expecting retaliation.
I mean, we all expected here's the thing. It's like I said, it's only the guys who were just completely delusional that didn't think that Iran was going to strike back. Like, that's the crazy part. And now they're moving the goalposts to like, oh, well, we said Iran was going to strike back, and now that they are, well, don't worry, Set. This won't last for too long. Okay, man. Okay. But let's get over to Ryan Matta.
It needs to pay attention to where they're at right now, right here today at this exact moment in time. Everything in our life has officially changed forever. President Trump, on behalf of Netanyahu and the psychopaths around him, got us into World War III. We are now at war with Iran. President Trump just said this. Oh, and P.S. We're going live on YouTube right now to cover this story. Drop some comments below. I'll see you guys over there.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and
I'm sorry, but like, bro, chanting death to America does not automatically call for a strike on your land. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, I guess we need to start bombing liberal neighborhoods then, these blue states that say death to America or America must fall and all that good stuff. I mean, we got Americans who say that. I mean, we got other countries who chant death to America. Does that mean we got to go bomb them too?
mass murder
That's a very low
targeting the
bar.
United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died.
Probably.
Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels and international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than...
All right, guys, we do got a bit of a breaking here. We got a breaking U.S./Israeli strikes reported on Iran's home to its only operational nuclear power plant, which is what is here reported in Bushehr. So yes, it's Iran's home to its only operational nuclear power plant. Let's see here. This facility was built by Russia, and Russian techs operate it. Russian nuclear fuel runs through it. Oh shit! Yeah, we might have accidentally took out some Russians in the process. But I mean, sure, we supporting the same thing in Ukraine, so it is what it is on that note.
1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland.
Bro.
Just imagine how emboldened...
I mean, bro, Iran has admitted many times that they cannot strike, the American homeland. Like, let's be honest. They admitted so many times that, we have no missiles, no weapon capability that can strike the U.S. So we don't even know why people say that all the time. Like, oh, well, Iran's going to strike us next. They don't have the capability to. I mean, bro, they're not making news. They don't have the capability to strike us. Y'all been fed propaganda about Iran for decades, and for some reason, now you guys think it's true. We've been told about a nuke for years. Ain't true. We've been told Iran is this radical regime that's just ready to strike us, and well, we're the ones striking them first.
This regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver.
And shout out to my man Jet. He said it's too early for this shit. Still got crusties in my eye. Bro, I feel you. Trust me. I woke up to this like, are you serious? Like, no, bro. We might have lost the midterms because of this. And like I said, if this doesn't end soon, we're going to see the effects on the economy. I mean, when gas prices start shooting up, I'm going to be real with you. Americans aren't going to be trying to hear, but oh, the Ayatollah.
Deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles.
And please show me any proof that Iran's been making nuclear weapons. You can't. Not even our own government can provide proof. So it's kind of funny how people will sit there and be like, well, you know, Russia's just doing it. You just don't know. It's like, bro, it's been being said for 20 years and they still ain't got it. I mean, like I said, some of y'all are just that naive.
And raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their
Look, man, if we could do that with no casualties, no rapid rising of gas prices, I mean, if we could do it within a couple days, great. I'm all for it. But if this gets dragged out, then I mean, Trump, you done bushed it. You done bushed it for the Republicans. You done sunk it for them.
EDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should.
Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen, like the video, guys. Let's get more people on the conversation. Bye. Double tapping that screen. If you've got any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements, I'll be happy to read out loud and engage with it. Just $2 and up helps towards the call-in goal, so we can open up the call-in line. And I can hear some of the supporters and the naysayers on the Iraq conflict. All right. I'll be happy to hear some of your voices on it.
Challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, guys. According to Donald Trump, we are at war with Iran. So this is a war. He said it straight up. He's like, hey, look, man, lives may be lost, but that's what happens in war. And we're like, yeah, I know, but we voted for no new wars in the Middle East specifically. And here you are giving us exactly what, well, MAGA don't want. I mean, most Americans don't want this, of course, and basically a good amount of MAGA don't want it as well. But here we are, guys. Like I said, Trump might have just sunk the midterms for himself, or on my bad, for the Republicans.
And it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or in the alternative, face certain death. So lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered.
I mean, bro, we just bombed a girl's school. According to Iran and, well, I'm be real with you, different media platforms, bro, we might have radicalized the Iranian people against us. I mean, this is why I wasn't for strikes against Iran because, well, Israel did it and they rallied around the flag and went full on against Israel. Nobody was talking about Khamenei or F Khamenei. It was the F Israel agenda. And this is exactly what we're about to do to ourselves when it comes to Iran. We struck, bro, we hit a school. Little girls were killed, and you don't think that's gonna radicalize some of the people, like, you know, against us? I mean, this is what causes forever wars.
Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you.
What we want, or he must be talking to, I don't even know if he's talking to Iranian people, because we don't know if the Iranian people truly want that. Like I said, we've been fed this propaganda as if 90% of the Iranian people are against the regime. And if that was true, like I said, Iran would have been toppled a long time ago. The Ayatollah would have been gone a long time ago. So obviously it's not no 90%. So he got to be talking to the Iranian people when he talk about, oh, this is what you wanted, because we don't want it. And I'll be real with you, it's Iranians like mostly outside of America that's been asking for this. Because guess what? Their troops ain't going to be thrown in. Their families ain't going to be thrown into this. So they're just sitting back supporting war, knowing that they have no skin in the game. But then we got a bunch of cowards out here going like, oh, well, yeah, this is why we need to go to war with Iran, because the Ayatollah. All right, motherfucker, then you go there then. Please, you go. Because I'm tired of people in different countries trying to tell us what we should do with our soldiers and how we should just throw our soldiers' lives into the fire while they just sit back and clap.
You respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Trump, fuck you on behalf of every single American citizen. You absolute dirtbag piece of shit. You are going to send our sons and daughters off to die in some third world hellhole because you are cucked by the J, right? You are cucked out to fucking Israel and God's chosen people. They have you fucking wrapped around a spoon, you Israel sucking dick motherfucker. You pedophile piece of shit. You're on Epstein's Island, you scumbag motherfucker. Nobody fucking likes you. You're the fucking worst president in our fucking lifetime. You sold us out to some fucking third world hellhole Middle East motherfuckers. You don't put America first, you put America last. Now you want us to send our sons and daughters off to war? Fuck you, motherfucker. Get your billionaire sons out of their fucking hellhole, out of their fucking apartments, and send them to fucking war. We're not sending our fucking kids off to die. Every single
for a war that don't even benefit us in the slightest. Like, at least with Venezuela, we benefited by taking their oil. We're not taking no oil from Iran, bro. We're not. And once we take out the regime, we don't even know who we want to put in there. Like that Reverend Pavlov guy, you know, the monarchist that want the Shah back in. Bro, most of the Iranian people don't want that guy in there, but we got a bunch of people who live outside of Iran telling you that they want the king back, but they don't. We don't even know. We don't even got a plan for, oh, well, when we take out the Ayatollah, what do we do next? Oh, just let them fall into civil war? How is that going to benefit us? But I'll tell you who does benefit, Israel. Why did just sit there and take land?
Sons and one of our daughters and sons that comes home in a body bag, that blood's on your fucking hands. Motherfucker, dude. What an absolute dirtbag piece of shit. Our entire life's about to fucking change. And the fucking dollar is going up in smoke. What, now we're going to take Cuba? We're going to take Venezuela? We're going to take fucking Iran? Fuck you, Trump, you dirtbag piece of shit. They have fucking peace and prosperity and the fucking citizens love their fucking country. You are such a scumbag, dude. You are so cucked out to the fucking Jew. Fuck you.
Now, I don't share the same harsh feelings, but I do believe that, bro, Trump, he's effing up. Like, bro, you're effing up if you think this is going to go our way. I mean, it could, but if this doesn't end within 3 days and, and we avoid the whole economic fallout, great. But if we don't, then bro, I don't want to hear no Republicans getting mad when there's a blue wave because Trump did it to us. He bushed it. He did a Bush. Bush got us into a war. What happened? It went all to the Dems. This is literally what Trump is doing. It's like Bush 2.0. Like, bro, you're bushing it.
We join you right now with breaking news from the Middle East. Israel has launched preemptive airstrikes against the Islamic Republic of Iran, going after a variety of positions inside the country. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, declaring...
And here's the thing. I know a lot of people are going like, but Seth, why is it all about Israel? Why is it all about Israel, Seth? Well, if you've been paying attention to the Likud party, well, who leads it, Bibi Netanyahu, they've been talking about greater Israel for a while. Mike Huckabee just said it out loud during his interview with Tucker that, it'd be great if Israel took all of the Middle East. So Israel's plan has been to destabilize these countries in the Middle East and take their land, destabilize regions in their own country that Palestinians live in and take their land. This is what they've been doing. This is why nobody believes that, this war with Iran's for us. I mean, what, Iran's going to strike us? They don't have the capability to. They're going to build a nuke. We have no proof that they're going to build a nuke, nor have they said they are. Actually, there's a law forbidding them to build a nuke. So what is this all for? It can't be for Americans because none of our interest is in line with it. But all of Israel's interest, all of Israel's interest is in line with this. That's why people are bringing up Israel, because none of our interest is being solved in this. And trust me, most of the American people do not want war with Iran. We don't want regime change in Iran because we know the price that it comes with. It's not going to be the same price we paid for Venezuela.
A special state of emergency across the country. Just moments ago, air raid sirens were sounding here in Israel's second largest city of Tel Aviv and across major population centers here in the Middle East, warning civilians to stay close to protected areas, to bomb shelters, understanding that in the minutes and hours ahead, Israel may come under direct Iranian attack. We are getting a new statement from Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz. He says, in part, the state of Israel has launched a preemptive strike against Iran. Defense Minister Israel Katz declares a special and immediate state of emergency across the entire country. The state of Israel has launched a preemptive strike against Iran to remove threats to the state of Israel. As a result, a missile and UAV drone attack is expected against the state of Israel and its civilian population in the immediate time frame. Remember, there has been an ongoing U.S. military buildup across the region for the past 2 months. The world's largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is now just off the coast of Israel, near to the northern city of Haifa. You have the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group in the Arabian Sea, a variety of U.S. destroyers.
All right, now let's go ahead and see what's going on over here with our guys over here in Al Jazeera. Let's see, more explosions heard in Qatar's capital, Doha, in second wave of attacks. Man.
The sounds, the interceptions. And I'm going to hold you there, Ali, because as you just alluded to, we have been hearing in the last few minutes more explosions in Qatar. I want to show you some of the latest pictures that we have that show some smoke rising over the capital of Doha. You can hear them again. I'm not sure if you could hear that. So let's cross over now to Zain Basravi, who is live for...
Guys, make sure to double tap that screen, like the video, guys. Let's get more people in the conversation. If you have any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements, I'll be happy to read it out loud and engage with it. Just $2 and up. Let's keep it going.
In Doha. Zain, can you tell me what you've been seeing where you are?
Absolutely. It is 2:51 p.m. local time right now here in Doha. Between around 2 or 2:15 p.m., we observed at least 2 rounds of interceptions of...
Oh, man, I didn't even see it. Yo, shout out to my man Daniel Welch. Appreciate the support, bro. Man, I hope you're staying safe out there, brother. But yeah, shout out to my man Daniel Welch. And guys, bro, look, I know everybody thinking like, Set, bro, but I thought you were a supporter of Trump, and I am. But when it comes to this move right here, I can't support it. It low-key shoots us in the foot. It shoots our progress in the foot when it comes to economic gains. This is not going to help us out. I mean, and let's be real. We could have worked things out with Iran. We did not have to go to war. Somebody asked me, yo, Seth, what would you have done? I'd have made sure Iran only did 3.5%. I'd have let them keep their ballistic missiles, but I'd have honed down on the proxies. I'd have been like, all right, bro, look, we'll let you keep the enrichment. We'll let you keep the missiles, but you cannot be supporting terrorist groups. And they'd have probably took that deal. But telling them that they can't do a damn thing, what do you think was going to happen? You really think that Iran was going to take, oh, you can't have a nuclear program. You can't have ballistic missiles to defend yourself. So we pretty much told them that they don't got a right to defend themselves. And then they also got to stop supporting all their proxies. You really think they were going to accept that, even though I truly wish they did? Like, come on now.
Missiles. So multiple explosions, about 3 or 4 at a time in the skies over the city. When you look up, even now, you can see plumes of smoke where those defensive weapons, where those Patriot missiles are hitting incoming Iranian projectiles. At 2:35 p.m., another round, similar number, about 3 or 4. Just now, began about 2 or 3 minutes ago at around 2:48 p.m. There was another round, and we've counted about 7 or 8 different explosions so far this morning. Now, there's been dozens since these attacks started this morning of interceptions of these missiles over Doha. In the last hour, at least a dozen different explosions have been heard. We can assume that that's at least a dozen different interceptions of Iranian projectiles. These interceptions, it has to be said, are happening over civilian populated areas. They're happening in parts of Doha around Al Udeid Air Base as the Iranians try to strike that U.S. air base, as they try to strike CENTCOM headquarters. But these interceptions.
Oh, and shout out to my man CSS. He says, Wild Theory, in the 1950s and 60s, Iran was very westernized and friendly with the U.S. If we, yeah, you're right, re-democratize Iran, we diminish Israeli influence and importance by having an Iranian democracy to partner with. Here's the problem. Like, look, I actually have to study Iran's government, and people say that Iran has, like, no democracy or anything. Iran hold elections for presidents. Now, even though their president has to be confirmed by the Ayatollah, they have 5 candidates that they have to vote for as presidents. So when people say that Iran's not a democracy, I'm like, well, they do vote for the president of Iran. Like, just want to let y'all know that. And I mean, here's the thing. Iran, the reason why we overthrew Iran, even though they were westernized, it kind of goes to show you that our duplicity behind things, but it's because they wanted a better deal for themselves when it came to their oil. They wanted to, and they want to try to go outside of the central banking system. And that's 2 things that's going to get your ass overthrown, is getting a better deal for yourself when it comes to your oil, going outside the dollar, and being outside of the central bank or the central world banks. If you do that, your ass will get regime change no matter what country you are. That's why we did to Venezuela, because they were trying to go outside the dollar. I mean, we did it to Iran because they wanted a better deal for their oil and they wanted to go outside the dollar. So those 3 things is going to get your ass, attacked by the U.S. every single time. And it don't even matter what excuse we got to lie to y'all about to make it happen.
Are happening around civilian areas. The last time that Iran tried to hit Al Udeid in June of last year, we saw debris falling onto people's yards on side streets, people posting videos showing parts of missiles and rockets. And what we are seeing now is at least 2 separate videos that are still pending confirmation. We can't confirm what we're looking at, but smoke rising over part of the city and seemingly a missile hitting the ground as well. But we're still waiting for confirmation on whether or not these can be verified. But what we do know for certain is that so far this morning, dozens of missiles have been fired at Qatar from Iran, and there have been dozens of interceptions.
Okay.
All right, though. Let's go ahead and get over here. I do believe, what was it? Yep. Fox News. Trump said he's taking actions no U.S. president has done before. I mean, did you forget about Bush?
Announced a massive and ongoing operation against Iran. This is a combined operation between Israeli and American forces. We did hear President Trump talk about Iran during the State of the Union address, although his notable, Griff, it came about 90 minutes into his speech, and he did reiterate Iran will never get a nuclear weapon. We heard a bit of history there from President Trump about this regime going back 47 years, the Iranian Revolution, taking Americans hostage at the embassy in Tehran for 444 days. He referenced the Beirut barracks bombing in 1983, killing 241 Americans, mostly U.S. Marines. And now President Trump is fighting back. He's saying he's taking action that no U.S. president has taken before.
All right, now, guys, let's go to let's go to a comedian's word on this. I know you're like, said a comedian. Well, you know, shout out to Charleston White. He's actually pretty damn funny, and he gave a pretty good breakdown on what's going on. So let's get into it.
See, the fools don't back America. See, the fools don't back America. America always back the fools, but America don't know China sitting back waiting. Russia is saying, we got them, y'all. Now they done took on another fight. I'm letting you niggas have.
Like, yeah, I mean, bro, our adversaries like Russia and China are like, oh my God, thank you. They took on another fight to weaken themselves. Thank you. Thank you, Trump. Thank you for doing that dumbass move. Oh, and now we get to send our weapons to Iran for them to test? Like they're doing right the fuck now? Yes, China sent in missiles, radars, all to be tested against American weaponry. And if it works, well, they got their answer. Russia sending weapons to them to be tested against American weaponry. While we're spending billions of dollars on these operations, while we're putting our lives in danger, and of course, while we're also putting the threat of higher gas prices on the American people. And you know what our adversaries are doing? Chilling back, selling weapons to Iran, making money, and hoping for the best as they watch their weapons get tested against us without actually having to test it against us up front. We're doing everything our enemies want us to do.
The raw, unadulterated truth, because I see this is a group of black people don't know nothing about North Korea. They don't know that when President Trump was in power, that they killed a high-ranking motherfucking general in the Iran army over there in Saudi Arabia. They sent a drone strike, and it was an unfair attack. Let me bag it up again. Y'all must forgot when President Trump was in power, they killed a high-ranking Iranian general of the army. He was a bad motherfucker that they killed. And the people loved him because he come from the bottom. And he was the army general. He was a bad, and they killed him with Israeli intelligence given to the white man with an unfair drone attack. It wasn't no real war how they killed the general. They killed him in an unfair drone attack. So them Iranians swore.
Hey, all is fair in love and war.
To their God, they swore to their people, and they swore to the world that they was gonna get revenge. What's the best way to get revenge on this fracker white boy that play like he's a God-loving human? Get them Israeli motherfucker that they playing like it's the get them. That's how you get that white boy. Shake them up. Get them motherfucker. And that's what they did. All right. They got their lick back. This America did this. Fuck is y'all talking about? And now here come the fool out there. See, the fools don't back America. America always back the fools. So the fools done something to the Palestinians. So the Palestinians said, come on, man, they done something to y'all, they done something to us. Let's get both of them. And here we go. So now America want to get in. But America don't know China sitting back waiting. Russia is saying, we got them, y'all. Now they done took on another fight. We got them. They still woe down from Afghanistan, y'all. They still woe down from Afghanistan. How they go involve themselves in this motherfucker here?
But no, it's not that we're woe down from Afghanistan. Is that we kind of have a missile shortage. We have a missile shortage from our support of Ukraine. Like, we don't have enough missiles to keep this going for like longer than 2 weeks is what I've been told. Like, we don't got enough missiles just to keep this going, guys. That's the main problems. And I mean, the fact that Iran's been producing missiles for like months on months. Like, we produce what, 400 missiles a year? They produce 300 missiles a month.